You are only one contract away, so go out there and start submitting these bids. The government is the biggest buyer, the biggest spender. They literally just print the money, and you are one contract away. Now, hit that like button to show your boys some love. Hit that notification bell to stay tuned. Let's get straight to the point. Oh yeah, by the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel and join our free Facebook group. The link is down below. Let's get straight to the point. In today's news, right, essentially what happened was FEMA has $1 billion available to be spent on extreme weather events, as you can see, right? So it says right there, the Biden administration is making $1 billion available to state territories, rural areas and community tribes, etc., right, for hurricane and everything disaster relief, right? All that simply means is FEMA just got a whole lot more money, right? They're anticipating some hurricanes coming through in Florida or wherever the location is, right? But they're anticipating some major disasters to where there's going to be $1 billion allocated for small businesses. Well, for businesses, right? So FEMA can actually, provide some disaster relief, right? So when I saw this, right, and I told my community about it, they said, hey, Desmond, how do I get some FEMA contracts, right? So I decided, let me go ahead and create a quick video right now to show you guys exactly how to do government contracting with FEMA, right? So let's jump right into it, okay? So first, right, this is the article, whatever, right? So you know that FEMA, they are, a department, they're a sub-agency of Department of Homeland Security, right? So as far as government contracting, to win government contracts, you gotta know who your buyer is, right? That's the first thing. After you know who your buyer is, you have to do your market research to figure out exactly, how does your buyer buy your particular products or services, right? So in this scenario, our buyer is FEMA, right? That's our buyer. So we have to do some market research to figure it out. So first up, just go to FEMA.gov, right? Go to FEMA.gov. And the beautiful thing about government contracting is it's all public information. It is literally all public information. So all you literally got to do is go to FEMA.gov, right? And on the homepage, there's a button right that says Work With Us. So click the Work With Us button, right? You see there's obviously careers, business organizations, federal agencies, right? Is doing business with FEMA. That's what you want to do. So click the Doing Business with FEMA tab, right? When you click that tab, it's going to bring you here and actually show you step by step how, to do business with FEMA, right? So the first thing it says, go talk to your local PTAT, right? Now, we all know that all PTATs are not created equal, right? So you definitely want to find somebody that can show you exactly what to do as far as government contracting. I could even be your PTAT, right? Matter of fact, I am your PTAT, right? So that's the first thing. Talk to Desmond, right? Then from there, you want to get registered in SAM. If you're watching this video, you're doing government contracting, I hope you're registered in SAM already. If you're not, I have a video showing you how to do that. I'll link it somewhere. I'm not gonna link it, but it's somewhere in my channel, right? So that's one thing. Then the second thing is obviously understand the FEMA's mission and goals, and their mission should be to help people, before the disaster, after the disaster, right? Because that's their job. They are the Federal Emergency Management Agency, right? They're there to support and provide disaster relief, right? So we understand their mission, right? They have these different programs so you can go ahead and read about, right? Essentially, what FEMA is like, it's a federal agency, right? And obviously, the money trickles down from the federal to your state, to your local, to your cities, right? So FEMA's at the federal, and I imagine that at the state, right, the money will go from FEMA to the state, and the state will now distribute that within, the individual state. However, right, I do believe that the Stanford Act, right, the Stanford Act essentially means that the government can say, hey, we're gonna come in there and take care of everything. You state, stand aside, we got it, okay? So that's my understanding of the Stanford Act. If you keep going down, it tells you what the top commodities procured for disasters, right? It actually breaks it down. There's toddler, infant products, durable medical equipment, consumable medical supplies, kits, plastic sheets, tarps, blankets, comforts, hygiene kits, water, meals, forklifts, cargo vans, security guards, generators, coats, joint field office kits, lease copiers, generators, supplies, bins, toilets, sign language, right? I imagine you want to get an interpreter to provide sign language to communicate with people that are in this location that cannot speak, right? They need to communicate because I know sign language, right? So my name is Desmond, right? Awesome. But yeah, so the janitorial service as well also, right? But this is just the top commodities that they buy. If you keep scrolling down, so the question is, how do you find opportunities within FEMA, right? The same way you find contracts in any other industry, right? First, you gotta go to Beta SAM. That's the first thing, right? There's Beta SAM, there's Unisys Marketplace where there's quicker opportunities, where it's like it's kind of like on Unisys. I see Unisys as a place where it's all simplified acquisitions, right? And usually they're one of the lowest prices. It's all LPTAs. They want the lowest price for these particular opportunities. And it's also forecast list, right? And it says right here, Department of Homeland Security Acquisition Plan forecast list, right? Why is it Department of Homeland Security? Because FEMA falls under Department of Homeland Security, right? FEMA is a sub-agency to Homeland Security, right? So to find opportunities, you need to go here. Now, obviously, if an emergency happens, it might not be on the forecast list, right? So where do you go? Go to SAM, right? Or Unisys as well. If you keep scrolling down, you see they have different transportational programs, small business programs, transitional sheltering assistance. That's like living, like assistance, debris removal. If a disaster happens, what happens? There's a lot of debris, right? A lot of cleanup needs to happen, right? There's power outages, they need power, plumbing, electrical, housing, gotta clean some stuff up, right? So there's a lot of opportunities, and they need transportation to move all those goods back and forth. And they also need, goods and volunteers and things like that, right? So as far as the volunteers, that could potentially be a staffing agency that's staffing individuals in these locations, to provide work, right? Now, volunteers are also going to do the job, but they might actually need, some subject matter experts to come do a particular job, right? So that can provide staffing for those particular contracts, right? Overall, how you would procure a FEMA contract would be to go to FEMA's website, right? And you essentially go to the Doing Business tab, come down here and find a program that best fits you and learn more about it. And then you're going to reach out to those agencies with your capability statement and demonstrate your value, right? And essentially try to build value, get an appointment with them so that you can essentially, work with them, right? They can actually get you a government contract. Now, they cannot give you a contract directly, right? I mean, they could give you a sole source opportunity, right? But you can build relationships, find an opportunity on the forecast that you would like and position yourself to win that contract. Find something on Beta Sam, leverage your relationship to win that contract, right? Overall, government contracting with FEMA or any other industry agency is essentially the exact same, right? The government has a need, they have a requirement. So what do? They're going to issue out a solicitation, right? And you're going to respond with a solicitation. Now, the thing with FEMA is this: they have to be prepared, right? Because they don't want to be issuing out solicitations when an emergency happens. They want to be prepared so that when it happens, they're already there on the spot, ready to take over, right? So that's why they have these different programs here to actually go in there and register for them. Prime example, transportation, right? If you're in the transportation industry, you come here and click transportation program, you can read more about it, right? But I read this earlier. Essentially, they have an approval process, right? Just to be actually a FEMA approved transportation service provider, you have to become a FEMA approved transportation service provider. And I talk so fast, I know. Bear with me, okay? If you need help, slow the speed down, okay, guys? But more of the story is they have a process we have to get approved for them, right? And it looks like for this year, 2021, they have already exhausted, it says they're no longer taking any, service providers, right? So if you wanted to get on the FEMA as a service provider and you don't have access to this list, what can you do? You can contact them and say, hey, I would love to be a subcontractor, right? Can I get a list of all the vendors you have that are FEMA approved transportation service providers, right? They can provide you with that list. If they don't provide you with the list, request a FOIA, right? They'll provide you with the list. Take the list, right? Now, reach out to those vendors and say, hey, I'm in these particular locations. I have these assets. I can support you in this capacity, right? Because you are a FEMA approved transportation service provider and I'm not. I would love to be a subcontractor for you to help you win more opportunities because I have capabilities that you might not have, right? Now, you want to add value to the company to make them actually want to use you, right? If you just come and say, hey, I want to be an approved vendor. Can I be a sub? Give me something. They'll look at you like you crazy, right? So you want to give them value. In return of giving them value, they're going to give you value in return because they see it's a win-win to have you on their team, right? But let's say you go through this process right here and you get approved. The next step would become, you got to go to logistics gateway training and you obviously got to pass the test and send in your certification. And essentially, after you do all these line hauls, put your rates in there, you want to essentially start building relationships with them and start responding to some opportunities, right? That's just for transportation. If you actually go back here, right, there's also small business where you can come to the small business assistance section and read more about how, different small business programs that they have. And the reality is this, right? After you understand how to do business with FEMA, okay, it's all on the website. After you understand how to do business with them, you have to create a capability statement and then reach out to those individuals and build a relationship with them, then go find contracts, okay? Don't think this is it. After you know how to do business with them, you know exactly what they're looking for, create your capability statement, reach out to them, right? Go through the process, become an approved vendor, right? And now they know who you are, they have your capability statement. Now you start reaching out, building a relationship, use the forecast list, right? Go to like acquisitions.gov, and essentially once you're there, you can go to Homeland Security, go to the procurement forecast list, right? And then you click this button right here, you go there, and now you have the forecast list right here. And this is Homeland Security. So what you have to do is come in the search and type in FEMA, right? When you search FEMA, all FEMA opportunities present themselves right there, right? There's about 60 of those right now, right? So these are all forecasted opportunities. Now you can actually leverage this opportunity right here. So when you reach out to the agency, you have something to talk about, right? Say, hey, I'm looking at this administrative support services opportunity. It's estimated between $500 and $1 million. It's gonna be rewarded very soon, and I'm looking to support your agency in this particular opportunity. For information purposes, I'm gonna type my capability statement, right? That's simple, right? There's transportation and so many more, right? So this is one option, the forecast list. The second option is you can go to Beta SAM, right? You go to Beta SAM, and you can also look for contracts there, right? So what I do, I go to Beta SAM is, I click obviously contract opportunities, and then just advanced search, and over here on the search side, I'll just put FEMA in there, right? Now it shows me everything FEMA related, right? Right now there's only 196 of them right now, so you can easily go through this. But if you want to narrow it down, go to notice type, right? Click that right there and say sources. SALT, you have pre-solicitation, you have solicitation, and you have combined synopsis, right? So now it narrows it down to 70. So there's there's 134 opportunities right now that fall in this category. You want to click the date also, and I'll narrow it down. Let's say in the past week, right? In the past week, there's about 12 that was posted in the past week. Now with that, that lets me know that these are brand new opportunities. They're looking to reward these contracts and they fit my criteria. Now let me see how I can leverage if they need a service that falls into my requirements, right? I can now use that to grow my business, right? For instance, right here, there's a logistics requirement, right? So I would essentially read this right here. It's an RFI also, so that's perfect, right? I'll read the logistics requirement and learn more about it. If I can do it, perfect. I'm going to position myself to win this contract. I'm going to respond to the RFI, providing tremendous value, attach my capability statement, and then from there, I'm going to align myself, for a particular opportunity, right? So overall, FEMA contracts, I believe they're the exact same way as doing any kind of contract with any agency, right? They all have their own processes that they follow, and it's very simple. The first thing to do is, understand what your avatar is, right? Matter of fact, let me show you this. Right here, as you can see right there, right? So this is the process that we follow, right? So obviously get registered in SAM as they wanted to. Build your avatar. What are you gonna sell to the government, right? Like what are you gonna sell? And who is your buyer? You do that through market research. In this scenario, we know that FEMA is our buyer. Next step is to do the market research. You have to understand exactly how to do business with FEMA, right? Then from the initiate contact, reach out to them, build a relationship, right? And then use that to find opportunities, bid or no bid, right? Build a pipeline, of course, bid or no bid, write your proposal, submit it. If you win the contract, great, go deliver, get your past performance and go win some more. If you lose, get your debrief meeting to learn why you lost the contract, and then go back and find more opportunities, right? So that's essentially it, right? But now let's say that, you want to be a subcontractor with FEMA contracts, right? How can you position yourself to be on FEMA contracts? Well, go do some more research and figure out exactly what vendors are winning contracts in this industry and see how you can align yourself with them so that they can keep winning and you can just be a subcontractor, right? My favorite tool is FPDS, the Federal Procurement Data System, right? You will come here, right? You just say type in FEMA, okay? FEMA, I'm not gonna go too deep into this search right here, right? But I just say right there, FEMA. You click the agency right there. Now you have it there, top 10 vendors, right? You can actually narrow all this down by the state, the year, right? The contract threshold, right? The dollar amount of the contract, right? So now you have all the vendors. Just literally press download PDF or CSV file. You download that file. When you download that file, it's gonna give you a list of all the vendors. Now use that information, the name or the DUNS number, right? And search them in the SBA profile, get their phone numbers and call them. And you say, hey, how you doing? My name is Desmond with ABC Logistics. The reason I'm calling is I see you guys are constantly dominating and winning contracts with the FEMA, right? I would love to support your efforts, provide some disaster relief. These are my capabilities. Can we set a meeting up to work together on future opportunities, right? Now, the reason I say future opportunities is because you don't want to call them talking about opportunity that's like today, right? Because they're going to see you're a leech, right? You just want to ride on the success. Say, hey, I want to work with you on future opportunities because I see some synergy here and we can really get along and make some tremendous money in the government space, right? Are you interested in having a conversation, right? If they say yes, perfect, you pretty much got a lock at that point, right? Then from there, build tremendous value. And who knows, they might actually need you now, but you use the future opportunity to reel them in, and then they might need you now, right? So overall, I'm gonna make this video too long. If you have some value in this video, put some comments below. Let me know what you guys thought, right? And make sure you please at least like the video, okay? Like the video, help me out, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to stay tuned. And remember, you're only one contract away. Let's go out there and keep winning and keep beating these government contracts. The government is the biggest buyer, the biggest spender. They literally just print the money, right? Let's go out there and collect. You're one contract away. Thank you, and I'll see you on the other side.